Hello Galleon shoppers! Welcome once again to my channel. This is Sir Job and welcome to Sir Job TV. Para sa lahat po ng mga new explorers, check ang newly discovered pa lang po sa akin channel. Please don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell for you to be updated with my future videos. So para sa araw na ito, let us continue to discuss the world of readings in Philippine history. Specifically, our topic for this morning is all about what are the good and bad effects of the Manila-Acapulco Galleon trade. Let us learn together. Good morning once again, Golden Choppers. So, andito na naman po tayo sa panibagong discussion dito pa rin sa mundo ng readings in Philippine history. So, nabanggit ko na po sa inyo kanina na ang pag-uusapan natin is all about that famous galleon trading na naganap between Manila, Philippines and Acapulco, Mexico. Alamin natin sa video na ito kung sino nga ba ang naka-benefit sa trading na yan, whether mga Filipinos, mga merchants, or yung mga taga-Mexico mismo. Okay, basically yan ang dapat nating alamin. At ano nga ba ang pinaka-role ng mga Filipinos with this particular economic impositions ng mga Spaniards dito sa ating bansa. So basically yan ang ating dapat alamin sa video na ito. But before proceeding, allow me to describe ano nga ba ang galleon in the first place. So when we are speaking of galleon, it was a ship composed of more or less 1,500 divisions, and a person can only participate in trading if he or she has a ticket or buleta. Kung tinatawag, buleta ang tawag nila, to sell merchandise. So balikan natin yung definition. 1,500 divisions. So if I am going to describe this one sa ating panahon ngayon na makarelate tayo, the setup is like what we can see in a mall. Okay? Corner to corner, you can find various sellers. So yan po ang disenyo ng tinatawag nating galleon. Inside that ship, may mga napakaraming divisions. Talking about 1,500 divisions na kung saan iba't iba po ang nagrenta sa mga divisions na yan. Yan ang compositions. Because if you have ticket that called buleta, you could be able to join the trading. So yun po ang ibig sabihin. So basically, upon the description of the galleon, you could be able to think that if the Filipino is not an elite, if the Filipino has no money, okay, to purchase that kind of ticket, hindi siya makapag-join sa trading. So basically, this is only for the upper class, yung mga merchants in the neighboring countries, and of course, the Spanish government, okay, yung mga pure-blooded Spaniards na nandito sa Pilipinas. So that's how. So the galleon trade was a government monopoly. So na-mention ko sa inyo sa previous video, tobacco monopoly. Ngayon naman, etong shipping na ito, itong trading na ito, was a government monopoly still. Okay? Only 2 galleons were used, no? Back and forth. One sailed from Acapulco to Manila with some 500,000 pesos worth of goods, spending 120 days at sea. Ganun siya. So, yung galleon na yun, from Acapulco to Manila, meron siyang kargang 500,000, okay, pesos worth of goods. At nasa 120 days siyang palutang-lutang sa tubig. Okay? So, ganun siya. The other one sailed from Manila to Acapulco, okay, meaning to say from Philippines to Mexico, with some 250,000 pesos worth of goods, spending 90 days at sea. So 90 days po siyang palutang-lutang, pero ang laman po ng ship na yan ay 250,000 pesos lamang po ang worth of goods na nasa laman ng galleon galing sa Pilipinas papuntang Acapulco, Mexico. Pero yung galing sa Acapulco, Mexico papuntang Manila is naglalaman ng 500,000 pesos or worth of goods. So ganun siya. So meaning to say, more goods from Acapulco to Manila than Manila to Acapulco. Mas marami po ang mga produktong nakukuha natin galing sa Mexico papunta dito sa Philippines. Okay, na kung saan if we are going to evaluate yung mga products na nakasakay from Manila to Mexico is contribution pa yan talaga ng iba't ibang merchants sa karatig bansa. Because of course, the Philippines cannot provide, okay, na kung saan needed din po siya sa bansang Mexico during that time. So the Manila-Acapulco Galleon trade lasted for 250 years with two vessels, okay? One outgoing and then the other one is incoming. So 250 years. Imagine nyo po, Golden Choppers, kung gaano katagal. From 1565, this is the coverage. From 1565 to 1815, yan po ang coverage ng tinatawag nating Manila-Acapulco Galleon trade. Take note po natin yung year kasi nag-start siya 1565. Okay? Note that year 1565 was also the official settlement of the Spaniards in the country. So basically, upon the official settlement of the Spaniards in the Philippines, nagsimula na rin ang tinatawag nating galleon trading. Subalit, sa mga taong iyon, when it started, hindi pa ganun ka-lucrative kasi hindi pa masyadong nakilala ang trading. But nung dumating na yung mga 16th century, 17th century, doon na mas lalong nakilala na yung iba't ibang mga neighboring countries na may mga merchants, they joined already sa trading na yan. So basically, yun ang nangyari. But even in the official settlement of the Spaniards, nagsimula na po ang tinatawag nating galleon trading. The route was from Manila to Acapulco. Yan ang sinabi ko sa inyo kanina. The goods brought to Mexico were spices, silk, gold, and other products of Asian neighbors. Kasi sinabi ko sa inyo na pwedeng mag-join yung ating mga neighboring countries when it comes on the trading. Okay, pwede silang sumali for as long as they could be able to afford to buy that ticket called boleta, then they can join the trading. So, yan ang ating naipapadala patungong Mexico. Kasi basically, when we are speaking of spices, yan ang pinaka number one talaga na nai-export natin to other countries around the world during those times of colonization. In fact, if we are going to read the history, isa yan sa mga reasons why Europeans came here in the country Philippines and the neighboring countries because they're looking for spices at the time. Basically, so yun ang point. So ito yung mga naipapadala natin. So the only people who benefited, highlight natin ang portion na ito kasi we want to know also sino nga ba ang naka-benefit ng trading na ito. So the only people who benefited were the Spanish governor, members of consulado, which is the merchants with consular duties and rights, usually insulares, the Spanish residents in Manila. Kasi pag sinabi nating social stratification in Spanish era, meron tayong peninsulares, pinakamataas, okay? Then second one is insulares. Pero itong dalawang ito, si peninsulares tsaka si insulares, mga pure-blooded Spaniards po sila. Kasi pag sinabi nating Spanish na nakatira sa Pilipinas, insulares. Spanish na nakatira sa Spain, peninsulares. So, yun ang konsepto. So, basically, kasi pure-blooded Spaniards sila, they have all the privileges that this government can offer to them. Okay? So, that is the reason why isa sila sa mga naka-benefit kasi ang mga tao ding ito ang nag-o-occupy ng mga highest offices or positions in the country during those times. As I said to you, pinakamataas na posisyon ng isang Filipino ay only gobernador, silyo. Next to that, ang kabeza de barangay. So, yun po ang punto. So, sila ang nag-i-enjoy sa tinatawag nating galleon trading. So because of the lucrative trade, the Chinese converged at the Parian or Alcaiceria of Manila in Binondo as early as 1637. Take note nyo po yung date ha, 1637. So Binondo became the business center of the Chinese. Ano ibig sabihin nito? Because napakaraming produkto, as I said to you kanina sa travel na ipakita natin, na marami po ang mga produkto from Mexico na pumapasok dito sa bansang Pilipinas. And of course, nagsisimula na rin pumasok ang mga produkto galing sa China and other neighboring countries in Asia dito sa ating bansa. So definitely, kasi ang mga Chinese, mga business-minded talaga sila even before, so nagkaroon sila dito ng business center sa Philippines, particularly in Binondo. Kung makikita nyo ngayon ang Binondo, famous sila every time nagkakaroon ng Chinese New Year celebration here in the Philippines. Hindi ko pa napuntahan, pero nakikita ko siya sa TV, sa mga news, na ginagamit talaga ang place na ito every time nagkakaroon ng Chinese celebration or Chinese New Year celebration here in the Philippines, basically. So yun, parian, this is the term na kung saan sa atin dito mga Cebuano, this is tabuan. Parian. In Ranao, they call this one as padian. Okay? Kasi may padian din sa Marawi noon, I cannot forget. So yan, meaning to say, doon ang business center. Nakalagak doon ang mga produkto na natatanggap nila from Mexico, of course. Kasi nga, as I said to you, maraming product ang pumapasok from Acapulco, Mexico, going to our country here in the Philippines, basically. So, yun ang nangyayari. So, at this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, let us recognize yung mga good effects and bad effects of this particular trading. So, simulan natin i-discuss ang mga good effects of the galleon trade. So, first and foremost, because of the trading, isa sa mga nagawa talaga ng galleon trading is the intercultural exchange between the Philippines and the Mexico. Okay? Because of course, constant ang trading natin doon. So, nagkakaroon ng communication. Nagka-contact tayo because of the products na dumarating sa atin. And of course, pag sinabi kasi nating trading, it's not only the goods and services ang pumapasok sa ating bansa. Correct? So, meaning to say, ang mga ideas, culture, traditions, and everything else about their country pwedeng ma-acquire ng bansa na kung saan sila nagkakaroon ng trading. And basically, that is Philippines. So, meaning to say, it fostered cultural exchanges between Philippines and Mexico and other countries who joined that particular trading. Note that in this trading, both product and ideas were transported to the east and west portion of the world. So basically, yun ang sinabi ko sa inyo kanina, okay? Nagkakaroon ng exchanging of ideas, the practices, and any other things na meron ang bansa namin, Philippines, papunta sa bansang Mexico. At the same time, yung mga bagay na nandyan sa Mexico, papunta dito sa Manila, Philippines. Iyan ang isa sa mga naging magandang bagay na naganap because of that galleon trading. Secondly, we have from the Philippines, kasi nag-exchange ng mga services and products, okay, the both countries. So from the Philippines, the following were brought to Mexico. Na ipadala po natin ito sa Mexico. These are the munggo de Manila, the tamarind, rice, carabao, cockfighting, Chinese tea, manton de Manila, use of Nepa palm, raincoats, fireworks display, China ware, and tuba making. Okay, yun ang mga naipadala natin sa Mexico. But take note, not all products mentioned were coming from the Philippines, correct? Some of them were coming from those merchants who joined in the trading. So basically, ma-observe natin dito sa mga binasa ko sa inyong mga items or products, usually half of this one is coming talaga from China. Okay, kasi makikita natin sa pangalan pa lang, we have the China tea, we also have the fireworks display. Common ito, sa China talaga ito. And of course, yung mga China ware, mga products coming from China na naipapadala natin doon sa Acapulco, Mexico, basically. So the third positive thing na nangyari because of galleon trading, we have from Mexico naman, okay, ito yung mga napunta sa bansang Pilipinas. They brought to the Philippines the flora and fauna. Basically, these are the avocado, guava, papaya, pineapple, horses, and cattle. Okay? They learned the moro-moro and the moriones from the Mexico and brought here the image of the Black Nazarene of Quiapo. Okay? So, ito yung mga bagay na kung saan from Mexico na ipadala dito sa bansang Pilipinas. So, commonly, yung mga products talaga nila, no, yung mga agricultural products ng bansang Mexico ay naipadala dito sa bansang Pilipinas. Okay? But of course, because that is also a Christian nation, they brought to us the image of the Black Nazarene na kung saan, if you are a Roman Catholic na devotee, you could be able to connect this one. Nakita ko itong Black Nazarene for the first time in Cagayan de Oro last 2018 and I observed there kung papaano nilang pinahalagahan ang Black Nazarene talaga. Okay? So basically, ito yung composition. Ito yung mga bagay na na-acquire natin from Mexico. So these are the things na you could also see, you could also observe in today's generation. Kung titingin ka sa paligid mo, ito ay makikita nyo talaga dito sa bansang Pilipinas. And of course, we have to give credit na nagsimula at na-acquire natin ito from the galleon trading, particularly sa bansang ating kabisnes noon, which is the Mexico. So yun siya. So those are the things, no? Mga positive impacts, mga good things na nangyari because of the trading. So at this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, pag-usapan naman natin ang mga bad effects of galleon trade. Because of course, kung merong positive, meron din yung mga negative impact na nabuo because of the transaction. So basically, number one in the list, we have here the Spaniards neglected our agricultural production. Because basically, ang nangyari po dito, hindi po na-promote yung ating mga co-Filipinos. Hindi po sila nabigyan ng higher position in the offices in the government. But basically, ang nangyari po, everyone, especially men, have no longer time to plow the field because of the trading. Okay? Kasi nakapokus na lang po sila doon sa assignment nila sa galleon. Ano nga ba ang role ng mga Filipinos with the implementation of galleon trading in the country? Nung naging puspusa na po ang focus ng Spanish government in the trading, ano nga ba ang naging role ng mga Filipinos? Yan ang dapat nating maintindihan. So firstly, na-neglect po ang ating agriculture. So, second one na nangyari, Filipinos were involved only in the construction of ships or galleons. Okay, ito yung sinabi ko sa inyo kanina, napabayaan ang agriculture kasi nakafocus na po ang mga Filipinos in constructing the ships and the galleons. They are assigned in the cutting of massive and heavy Philippine hardwoods, hauling and transporting them usually to the far-off shipyards of the Cavite, Mindoro, Marinduque, or Masbate. So basically, aside from sila yung nagko-construct ng galleons, ng mga ships, itong gagamitin natin for the trading, sila din yung nagkukumpuni pag may mga sira yung galleon. Okay? Pero saan nga ba galing ang mga kahoy na ito? Okay, sa malalaking kabukiran ng Pilipinas, doon po nila kinukuha ang mga matitibay na kahoy na ito na ginagamit sa paggawa ng galleon. So, ito po yung nagiging trabaho ng ating mga kapwa Filipinos. So, basically, because we need manpower in order for us to operate this one. So, sa panahong ito, this resulted in the strict implementation of forced labor. Okay? Forced labor or what we known as the Polo A Servisyo, na kung saan ito po yung annual service na i-render ng isang Filipino if he could not be able to pay the what we so-called falya or the exemption for that particular service, basically. So, magbibigay tayo ng discussion for that in order for you to understand ano din ba ang essence ng pulo iserbisyo at ano nga ba ang tunay na nangyari sa implementation na yan. So ito yung mga naging role ng mga Filipinos. Sila po yung tagagawa ng ships or galleon na gagamitin doon sa trading na yan. So pangatlong negative thing na nangyari sa galleon trading, Filipinos were forced by the alcalde mayor to plant crops which they themselves exported like coconut and abaca, and if they failed to meet the needs, they were fined heavily. Okay, so ito po yung nangyari. Kasi of course, hindi naman lahat ng mga Filipinos ay magagamit doon sa paggawa ng galyon, pagkuha or pagputol ng malalaking kahoy. So of course, yung mga natitirang tao or Filipinos during those times, and even yung mga kababaihan in the society, they were forced to plant, okay, nakalagay dito, coconut and abaca, which is highly needed in countries na kung saan sila nagtitrading. So basically, ang nangyari nito, yung mga produkto, agricultural produce, okay, na ipinapadala ng bansang Pilipinas to Acapulco, Mexico, ang nagpo-produce niyan ay ang mga Filipinos. Going back to our tobacco monopoly, that's one of the manifestation, okay? In here, other na namang mga agricultural products ang kanilang iniutos, okay, sa mga Filipinos na kailangan ma-produce. Why? Because this is essential and needed in the country na kung saan sila nagkakaroon ng tradings. So yun po ang nangyari. Basically, sinabi natin kanina na pabayaan ang agriculture, okay? Kasi usually talaga malaki ang produce na nagagawa ng mga Filipinos. Humina siya because of the implementation of galleon trading. But at the same time, hindi nawala yung utos ng Spanish government na they still have to produce this kind of agricultural product because kailangan ito sa ating trading. So yun po. So let's proceed now to the 4 negative impact of galleon trading. So some priests and government officials became rich, and oftentimes these government officials neglected their work, basically. So itong mga friars, mga pare, mga government officials, nasa higher rank, mga pure-blooded Spaniards, okay, bigla silang yumaman because of the trading. Correct? And of course, even before the trading, hindi naman talaga sila nagpa-function properly, mas nag-worst. Wala na talagang public service. Napakadumi na ng kanilang serbisyo to the people in the country, basically. Napabayaan po nila yung kanilang tungkulin kasi mas nahumaling sila doon sa profit na nakukuha nila with this galleon trading, ladies and gentlemen. So if we could be able to think about galleon trading, ladies and gentlemen, we could be able to say na in fairness, may mga nagawa silang kabutihan to us. May mga positive things na until today na-i-enjoy ng mga Filipinos, correct? But at the end of the day, if we're going to weigh the negative things na nangyari, mas nahirapan talaga ang mga Filipinos na kung saan nagamit because of this particular trading. So yan po ay isa sa manifestations na naman na maibibigay ko sa inyo na mahirap po talaga if the country is being controlled by another group of people. That I'm always saying in this video and other videos na na-produce ko, I hope that not only in this generation but in the next generation to come, we could be able to produce, we could be able to preserve the sovereignty and freedom that we are enjoying today. So sa video na ito, I'm just sharing to you the real situation of the Filipinos, especially the role of the Filipinos in the galleon trading. Nalaman natin na wala pala silang representation. Kung meron man, less representation lamang sila sa trading na yon, because the role of the Filipinos once again is sila po yung tagagawa ng galleons or ships, okay, ang taga-produce ng mga agricultural products na ipinapadala po natin sa Acapulco, Mexico. So basically, so sino ang nakinabang? Sino ang nagkaroon ng malaking benepisyo sa situation? It's the Spanish government and other merchants, and they are continuously using our country and the people in order for them to operate this particular economic impositions in the country. So that will be all for this morning. I hope you learned something from this video and I hope you will share this video to your friends and to anybody else that you think na kailangan ng video na ito. Asahan niyo po that Sir Job TV will continue to discuss more meaningful discussions, especially in the world of social sciences. Thank you once again for watching. Bye-bye!